Welcome everyone to another wonderful episode here, Joel's Podiatry. So today we're going to go ahead and do an interactive video testimonial. This is a young patient who originally presented to our office with a tremendous amount of pain on the bottom of the right foot. After careful evaluation, the patient had a condition that's called metatarsalgia. It's kind of like a bursitis of the fat pad right here, and in addition, she had a huge monster corn underneath the second metatarsal head, and it was affecting her daily life activities. So she presented to our office, and and I recommended that we perform minimally invasive, 2 minimally invasive procedures. Let's look at the whitey board. This is before. Metatarsal head, metatarsal. The whole entire metatarsal was dropped down. Corn. No space between the skin. This is the skin. Right? Corn. Skin. So there was little fat. There was obviously skin and bone, equals corn. So there was no space. So what we wanted to do somehow is get this metatarsal head kind of like that. Right? That was our goal, the primary goal of the procedure. Because if we can lift that metatarsal head, then we have this, and this equals fat, right? Accommodation, a space between this and this, and once we do that, this goes away. Dr. Wagner, how do we accomplish? What'd you do through one little tiny keyhole? How are you able to do this? The keyhole, Caesar, just show them there. That's one little suture on each little spot. So we just do a little cut in the bone like this. That's all we do. Sort of like the bone has a mind of its own. It just knows where to go. Remember we discussed that? I think you asked me, how does it happen? The bone finds the path of least resistance. It just does it on its own. It's incredible. So now, how many weeks?
8.
We're 8 weeks out. From here, the patient has agreed to be on the camera. So I want to take this opportunity to thank the patient to do this. How has it been? Well, how is the process like? Tell the world.
Well, the process, as with any process, does take some getting used to. After the procedure, it was a little uncomfortable, but I could walk on it. About 2 days out, I had my foot elevated 2 days after the procedure. Took it very easy. It was very nice. And then after that, with the help of an orthopedic boot, I was able to walk. I did use a cane, but it wasn't anything that was too debilitating. I was able to work. I was able to walk around the house. I was able to support my weight. And each day, it felt better. Each time of walking, it got easier as everything, like Dr. Wagner said, as everything found where it needed to be. I was able to feel it kind of happening. I was able to manipulate my foot easier. I was able to manipulate my toes easier. And now 7 weeks out, or 8 weeks out, ready to not have any more bandages, not have any more bindings. Start with
minimal swelling.
Very minimal, very minimal. It was never throbbing. I never had any uncomfortableness was not throbbing. It was not painful. It was healing. I don't know how else to describe it. It didn't feel angry. It felt
I think at one point you asked me, but Dr. Wagner, how does the bone stay in place, right? You're cutting the bone,
Yes,
right?
I did.
In minimally invasive, we discussed this, in minimally invasive surgery, we don't use pins, we don't use screws, plates, anything that stays in the foot. So Dr. Wagner, what happens? That's where the magic happens. The body heals itself. It's not just cut the bone and people think that the bone's gonna just start moving all over the foot. No, there's soft tissue structures around that are holding everything in place. For all of the people, and I want to be very clear, minimally invasive surgery, whether it's this, whether it's a bunionectomy, whether it's a hammer toe correction, all the principles apply. So what this patient is saying applies to everything else. You walk in, you walk out, local anesthesia, performed in our office-based surgical suite. The post-procedure protocols are all the same. There are hundreds of thousands of people out there that may see this. If there's something that you would like to say to them, just in general, what would you say? About minimally, because you kind of tricked. You never knew anything about MIS, minimally invasive surgery. I educated you in that arena, right?
Yes, absolutely.
So you didn't know anything. So now that you know about MIS, what would you say to the world?
The one thing that I would say that is 100% beneficial and what made me decide to go this route, you don't have to heal from the procedure itself. The procedure itself is so minimally invasive, 2 top stitches, and that was really it. So my foot was not cut open. There, like Dr. Wagner said, there was no plates or screws or anything put into my foot, so there was nothing that my body had to fight against. So the heal time was just 100% what was going on inside the foot to make it better. I didn't have to, I don't want to say waste time healing from a invasive surgery where there was going to be multiple stitches and multiple things that my body was going to have to fight against in order to be well. Having just the 2 small incisions, the 2 small stitches, I think 100% is so worth it to be able to walk a couple of days after this, to not have such a disruption to my life was crucial and critical and important to me. And to only have to concentrate on letting my foot get better as opposed to all the other stuff compounded with a more invasive hospital surgery or a procedure. I cannot say enough about it.
No, it's I'm sort of speechless just because this patient has made this interactive video testimonial so easy. I didn't, so I really thank you for doing this. I don't have anything else to say, Your Honor. just because that's at the core, that's everything what minimally invasive surgery is all about. That's why I have nothing else to say. This is You know, the nice thing also is that this is a very general MIS video testimonial. It's not only about what we did and now you're feeling 95, 100% better, right? It's not, it's really, really great. You know, we continue to pioneer these minimally invasive foot and ankle surgical techniques. This is not a walk in the park. I continue to say it. Not all surgeons are created equal. People, do your homework. Do your homework. Do your homework. Okay? That's the key. That's the key. Do your homework. Wherever you're at, do your homework. As always, www.jawspodiatry.com, Instagram, Dr. Toe Jam, Jaws Podiatry, Facebook, and last but not least, our YouTube channel, Jaws Healthcare. Have a wonderful week, everyone.